Hello everybody, John Trigger 12 back here again with another video, and today I bring you once again another top 5. Yes, last week I gave you my top 5 most anticipated DC Cinematic Universe movies, and as promised, I was going to do, this week will be my top 5 most anticipated Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. We've already been getting so many confirmations with both series, and I can't wait for all these movies to happen. Warner Brothers has been showing us some really awesome projects that hopefully get done. Marvel Studios has already shown us their Phase 3, so it's only up from there. But nevertheless, let's get right started. First off, before I start with my list, I need to make it perfectly clear that I will not be including any Fox or Sony movies. This is strictly Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, and I will also be including, along with Phase 3, of course, the last movies of Phase 2, so nevertheless, let's get started. Coming up at number 5 goes to Black Panther. Now, I know what most of you are thinking is like, wow, John Trigger 12, why is Black Panther so low on the list? Well, personally, as much as a fan I am of Black Panther, and trust me, I've been a humongous fan of the character for a long time. I think he's a badass character. I just love his design, his costume. I like how he has like that Batman-esque kind of feel to him. But at the same time, you know, it's kind of hard to see like how successful this movie could be, because obviously Marvel Studios is known for doing very kid-friendly-esque kind of, comic book movies. Like Iron Man, Captain America, even Thor are very kid-friendly kind of characters, and I feel like they're just doing too much fan service, so it's going to be really difficult to see this movie stand alone or be taken seriously along with other characters in the cinematic universe. But at the same time, Marvel Studios is known for taking characters that we have little faith in and making them big, epic, awesome movies. So it's, of course, we have nothing really to worry, but at the same time, I still have mixed feelings about the project. Nevertheless, I am anticipated to see this movie. I like the casting for the movie. I also like the costume design that they're going with Black Panther, so I can't wait to see the movie. Moving off of that, going in number 4 has to go to Ant-Man. Yes, Ant-Man, which comes out post Age of Ultron, is going to be badass. Ever since it was first talked about that this movie was happening, I've been wanting to see it. I mean, like, every single thing about Ant-Man just screams like it's going to be an awesome movie. I mean, Paul Rudd is hysterically in this movie, which is, to me, an hysterical choice. I mean, like, and I'm not saying that negatively. I like Paul Rudd, so it's a good decision, but it's just funny that, like, that guy is going to be a superhero. That's hysterical. Also, Michael Douglas is in the movie, which is interesting, because I think this is his first comic book movie, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see how he operates in that movie. Nevertheless, Ant-Man looks like it's going to be coming out as a badass movie. The designs, the footage, everything we've been getting from Ant-Man looks like it's going to be badass. Even though I'm still unhappy with the fact that Edgar Wright is not going to be directing, I'm still anticipated to see this movie. So, but anyways, moving off of that, going into number 3 goes to Avengers: Age of Ultron. Yes, as much as I didn't want to put that on my list, I just had to. I mean, like, ever since the teaser trailer was released, and of course, for those of you who don't know, Marvel Studios released the teaser trailer, and of course, if you haven't seen it, you're doing a disservice to yourself. You need to check it out now. But nevertheless, before the teaser trailer came out, I had various mixed feelings with the movie, because I felt that Joss Whedon was going to do like a disservice to us with the character of Ultron, because I'm a huge fan of Ultron, and I feel that Joss Whedon doesn't really know what he's doing with Ultron, because he obviously has stated various times that he's going to depower Ultron, and he's not going to be as, great or powerful as he is in the comic books, and not to mention the variations of his design throughout, from the conception of this movie to now, has changed a lot, so it's kind of interesting to see how this movie is going to turn out. But ever since the teaser trailer came out, all my mixed feelings just left, like, just poured out of my ears, and just greatness entered in. It was just amazing. Ultron looks awesome, even though, I still have a little bit of mixed feelings towards him having an actual face and not like obviously a non-humany android type of face, is still kind of mixed towards me. But nevertheless, it looks badass. It's going to be an epic movie. I can't wait to see Ultron kick the Avengers' asses and put them in their place. And it's just going to be epic and badass. I can't wait to see it. But nevertheless, moving off of that, going into number 2 on my list has to go to the third Captain America movie, known only as Civil War. Yes, we've been getting tons of fucking rumors that Marvel Studios was going to do the Civil War storyline, and it's officially confirmed that they're doing it for their Phase 3, and I personally can't wait to see this movie. It's going to be so badass. I love the Captain America franchise. They've done a great job so far. Every single time we see Cap, he just gets better and better ever since First Avenger to Avengers to the Winter Soldier, and now in Age of Ultron, he just looks so badass every single time we see him. So I'm personally really anticipated to see Civil War. But at the same time, another really big reason that I'm so anticipated to see this movie, which I'm sure a lot of others comic book fans are, is of course how Marvel Studios plans to pull off Civil War. Because for those of you who don't know, Marvel Studios does not have the rights to every character that is featured in the Civil War storyline, which is of course characters like Spider-Man, Wolverine, the X-Men, and Fantastic Four, and not to mention various other characters in the Marvel Universe. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Marvel Studios plans that out. I mean, like, we've been getting rumors that Marvel Studios and Disney have been in talks with Sony and possibly Fox to feature their characters, but at the same time, there has yet to be any real confirmation on any of these speculations. So my guess is that we're not going to be seeing any of these characters, which is sad, but at the same time, Marvel Studios and Disney have done a great job with Captain America so far. He's hands down my favorite character slash movie franchise in the cinematic universe so far. So there's only expectation amongst so much anticipation for Civil War. And I can already tell it's going to be awesome. At least I hope it is. But nevertheless, before I get to my number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions that did not get on my list. Number 1, Captain Marvel. I really wanted to include it in the list, but at the same time, we have no real confirmation on anything with the movie. I mean, for one, we don't know who's directing it, we don't know who's writing it, we don't know who's going to be featured as Ms. Marvel in it. We've been getting some speculation that apparently Jessica Chastain might be featured in the movie as Ms. Marvel, but as much as I like the actress, I don't really see her as Ms. Marvel, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. Moving on for that, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I can't wait to see it. I like the first one, so even though it kind of feels like a cash grab to make a sequel, because Guardians of the Galaxy, of course, is, I think, the biggest box office success that Marvel Studios has had, so, it only makes sense to make a sequel. But nevertheless, I am anticipated to see it. Another movie that is not on the list is, Doctor Strange. I'm not really anticipated to see Doctor Strange, but I'm leaving my reserves for now until I see an actual trailer or design of Doctor Strange released by Marvel Studios, because, the movie, I think, could be awesome, but I just don't know yet, so that's why it's not on my list. But of course, moving off of that, we also have the Inhumans. Marvel's The Inhumans. We already know that they plan to pull off Inhumans in Phase 3, and it almost went up on my list, but at the same time, we still don't know anything about the movie. We still don't know how it's going to be mixed in with Phase 3, with not to mention the Avengers, and whether or not it's going to be connected with the Avengers and all that jazz. So it's going to be very interesting to see how all this fits and goes together. But nevertheless, let's go off of that and go to my number 1 pick, which is a tie, or you could consider it just one big movie if you think of it in those terms. But, of course, it goes to Avengers Infinity War, Part 1 and 2. Yes, we all know the end game with Marvel Cinematic Universe is Avengers Infinity War. Even though there has been speculation that, of course, Marvel Studios will end up making more movies after Infinity War, but at the same time, in my personal opinion, after you have Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, where do you go from there? You go back to Red Skull? I don't think so. I think it's kind of hard to accomplish greatness after the Infinity War. So it's going to be a fucking epic scenario of biblical proportions, if I may. It's going to be epic. It's going to be awesome. Josh Brolin's, of course, going to be Thanos, which is cool. I just can't wait to see this project come together. It's gonna be badass. It's gonna be epic. Infinity War is shit's gonna go crazy. We already know that shit's gonna go down. Thanos is gonna kill some motherfuckers. Avengers are screwed. I mean, like, if you think Ultron's gonna fuck up the Avengers, Thanos is gonna take that to a galactic level. I mean, like, that's the part of the franchise where you get everybody together. We got the Avengers, the new Avengers, the West Coast Avengers. We got fucking Guardians of the Galaxy and Humans. Shit, let's get everybody. Hell, let's even go with the DC and get some DC superheroes over here. We need some help. But shit's gonna go down. I cannot wait to see Infinity War. It's gonna be so epic. Hands down, my most anticipated movie, hands down, in the cinematic universe. So, oh god, it's just gonna be so awesome to see all these movies. I cannot wait to see every single one of these movies presented to me. But nevertheless, in the comment section below, let me know what you personally thought. What are your most anticipated Marvel Cinematic Universe movies? And also, what are your most anticipated Marvel movies, in general? And that's including Fox and Sony. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. But that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been John Travolta.